Notice, now lead. What do I mean by lead? Well, I made a commitment. When my dad died, I said, here's the deal. I'm going to study standout leaders. And my journey started in graduate school. So my doctoral dissertation, I'm going to study leadership. And you know what? I started with one of the best companies in the world, Southwest Airlines. But what I will tell you is I did not study him. And he is a phenomenal leader. Let me introduce you to him. This is Herb Kelleher, the chairman emeritus and the founder of Southwest Airlines. My husband studied him in his dissertation and claimed that Herb Kelleher is a transformational leader, and I believe he is. But as I was watching that study unfold, I realized we needed to do more for leadership, because I don't believe in my head and I don't believe in my heart that leadership is about a white guy that sits at the top of a corporate pyramid. Thank you. Someone clapped in the back. You could clap too. Leadership, as I went to Southwest Airlines for my dissertation, I said, I want to study leadership relationships where people in all places of the organization, not at the top of the hierarchy, but in all places of the organization, are locking arms in order to effect and create positive change. That's what I studied. And you know what I discovered? I discovered this. I discovered leadership is not a chip. Leadership is not a part of the DNA that you're born with. Leadership is not a badge. Leadership is not a degree. Leadership is not age-specific. Leadership is not gender-specific. It's just not. Leadership isn't Kool-Aid that you drink. At this point, you can't inject it and get it. Maybe later we can, but not yet. Leadership is a choice. And countless times in every single one of your days, you will be called upon to step out of your comfort zone and step into an uncomfortable place where you have noticed something that is worthy of your time and your attention and your talents. And then you get to create a positive disruption. And that's the next part of standing out. What is positive disruption? I started my study of leadership with Herb Kelleher. And just last week, I got to do my most recent study of leadership when I was at a conference in Dallas. And I was one of the speakers, and one of the other speakers was Milo. And I needed to get to know Milo. Milo's 11 years old, and he spoke to a conference of executives. 11 years old. And you know why he spoke to a conference of executives? Because Milo noticed something, he led, and then he created a positive disruption. When Milo was 9, he decided he was going to go strawless. He was going to be straw-free. Why? Because when he went to a restaurant in order to drink, they would automatically bring him a straw. And he was strawless, straw-free. So he said, that's not right. You know why he was strawless and straw-free? Because he realized that 500 million straws a day go into our landfills. That's how many we use in a day. He's a little environmentalist. He said, you know what, just to put that number in perspective, that's enough straws in any given day to fill 46,000 big yellow school buses. He said, that's not right. So he has dedicated himself and his time to creating a movement, a positive disruption, a positive change, where he asks policymakers, restaurant owners, and people like you and me to create an offer-first policy, and then for all of us to go strawless. I love it. Notice, lead, disrupt. And then there's Brent. Brent I met last summer. And Brent was in a workshop that I do for the University of San Diego on this kind of stuff. And after being in the program for 2 days, he came in on Wednesday, and what Brent said is, he said, you know what, I gotta share my story. We said, please do. He said, I'm guilty. I've been, ignoring my sister for weeks now. She's become white noise in my life, and I've checked out on her. See, she's been complaining all summer long about the fact that she can't ride a bike. He said, and she's moaning and groaning about it day in and day out. And so what I did is I just let her be, let my mom and dad deal with it. And then I realized I could help. So on that Tuesday afternoon, Brent loaded her bike into the back of his car. He loaded her into the car, and he took her to a park that was just far enough away that she couldn't run home if she got super frustrated and freaked out. He said, we stayed in that park all afternoon, and he said, I got to be honest with you, it was uncomfortable. It wasn't fun until she got it. And she learned how to ride a bike. Brent noticed he was ignoring a mountain of opportunity in front of him, the opportunity to create a disruptive change in his sister's life. But that's only a small piece of it. Not only did he just create a disruption in her life, but he created a disruption in their family and in his relationship with her that will last a lifetime. On December 1, 1955, a young woman went to work. At the end of a long day, she boarded a bus and she sat where she was supposed to sit, and that is at the back of the bus. And then as the bus started to fill, the bus driver pulled over and he asked her and some other passengers that were sitting around her if they would be willing to give up their seats for the white passengers who were standing. And on that day, Rosa Parks refused. You know this story. You've read the history. But what you might not know is legend has it that a graduate student asked Rosa Parks years later, why'd you do it? It was gutsy. It was dangerous. It was disruptive. I will tell you that Rosa Parks did not say, well, I woke up in the morning and I said, woohoo, I'm going to notice, I'm going to lead, and I'm going to disrupt. It's not what she said. What Rosa Parks said is she said, I was tired. And let's be crystal clear. It was not her feet that were tired. It was her spirit that was tired. When we're tired, we have a couple of choices, right? We can either check out or we can stand out. Deeply planted in every single one of you are goals, dreams, hopes, talents, gifts, skills, and desires. And in order to be an architect of the future, not just the future, but your future, share, lock arms, and go forth and stand out. God bless you on that journey. Thank you.